Hey, this is Saky. On today's episode of Street Designers, I'm taking a visit down to South Central LA where Reginald Snowden houses his brand, Delineating Orange. Although the brand is fairly new to the scene, Delineating Orange has been years in the making for Reggie. From the utilitarian-inspired pattern making to the stitching, manufacturing, and even sound design, Reggie scrutinizes the details from the inside out. Follow us as he tells us his upbringing, walks us through his brand new studio space, and I even get a chance to try on some pieces from his new collection. This is Street Designers. Tell me about your upbringing and your background in fashion a little bit.
Like, I grew up mostly with my mom. Like, my dad had like a situation, like, you know, like he was like on drugs and stuff like that. So like a lot of like the reason why like I go so hard and like what I do is just like coming from that background and just staying focused, you know, because I come from Inglewood and it's like you don't hear about designers like, you know, making it big from like Inglewood. So being that same source of like, you know, inspiration for the next kid, like that's what I like focus on. And like I'm in here every day. Like I don't want to be anywhere else. I just like remember just like going through school, like doing like graphic design and stuff like that. So that's where design started for me. And then so doing graphic design, I also took welding class, I also took jury making. I took like actually like an architectural class where you do blueprints as like, you know, drafting and stuff. So that all ties into like even the clothes, like because drawing blueprints is how I draw clothes. Like, I just told people before I left, like, you know, Fresno area, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to school to study fashion and I'm gonna touch people through clothing. They're like, how are you gonna do that? How are you gonna? And it's like, now it's actually like possible. It makes more sense. And they're like sitting back like, yo, keep going. Okay, so this is actually like a prototype that I made. So like I make all my prototypes out of muslin and I'll do them in like a tan and orange color palette.
Okay.
So like even if I'm sewing like the shorts I developed, I did it in orange and this muslin colorway. Right. And then this is actually like my research for color theory. So that breaks it all down, what colors mean and why I'm using it, all the way to a actual concept. Because I design from concept because it's easier to tie ideas into and build the story and stuff like that. Right. And then like the colors, like I'll pick like from like either the concept picture or stuff that I actually see. These are pictures I actually took off the iPhone, printing them out, bring them in, and then like I'll figure, okay, how does this material translate to this? So like the piping you'll see like reflective, and then it's like how can I integrate that into actual clothes and it serves a purpose. So like even just using like the netting comes from just like the structure of the fence. So these are actual measurements of like, okay, the side seam, then like how like, you know, the inseam, how far the crotch is going to drop. And the inspiration was for these was to make like it fit like a wide range of waists, and it has this belt system that adjusts to multiple waist sizes, and also like the length and the drop of the like crotch is to give like a basketball feel kind of. Right. And just like I was explaining earlier, like how I take inspiration from the fence, so you get it guarding the reflective. This is a waterproof zipper, and this is like seatbelt material. Right. So like all of this is like to use to create the waist system that will adjust to multiple waists. Everything on here is pieces I made from the bag. Like the bag is like actual recycled billboard.
Amazing. Wait, can we take that real quick?
Yeah, you actually try it on.
Okay. Like throw it on the back right here?
Yeah, it's like,
dang.
The material that's used is like a recycled billboard from a fabric store. Really? So it's actually chopped up. It spells fabric, like, you know, or has a leather, like, yeah.
Take a look at that. It's a big flex. What is your kind of daily routine when you first walk in?
Daily routine, like this is how I start. I come in, I actually meditate for like 30 minutes to an hour. Right. So just get all my thoughts together and just like, okay, what am I gonna tackle today? Because there's so much, like developing sound. So some days like I'll like focus on sound. Some days like I'll focus on research. Some days I'll focus on like sketching. So just depending on like what I'm doing during that day, it's like I'll meditate on it, I'll get everything in line, then I'll start. So like, you know, if it's research, I'll come over here, like, you know, like I buy a lot of books on a wide range of things. Like there's like books on graphic design, there's books on pattern making, there's books on business, there's inspiration books, it's just, there's magazines, it's just like information, like it gets me, like, so like each day I try to challenge myself to learn something new. So that's why like I have hands in like all parts of the process, is because like I'm like, you know, learning as I go, showing people like, hey, like even the mistakes. That's why I have like on my Instagram it's like open. Right. So it's just like, you know, I show like, you know, successes and failures. Like, oh, I'm not scared to be like, oh, like I messed up on this, but this is how I'm gonna improve it on the next step.
What part of the process would you say is your favorite? Is like the whole thing, or because you can't have one without the other, or is there like an aspect to it where you kind of gravitate more towards?
I definitely love pattern making.
Pattern making?
Yeah, pattern making is like something I gravitate like to, because like it's been proven. If I go 3 days without pattern making, I'm off it. This is a pretty recent setup. Like the only thing I done on here that I released was like, you know, some 3D like mock-ups of some aglets that's coming out. So once the visual come in, then I'll score it. Like actually sitting there and watching it and scoring it to the actual video. Like how like they do to like the movie Titanic or something like that.
Right.
Like,
describe your sound that you want to achieve.
Creating a soundscape that's based off of nature or industrial sound. Alan Watts is like I'm gonna use for this one coming out. Yeah. So just like something that goes with the clothes, so it gets you thinking, but then it relaxes you when the actual sound comes in.
I recognize these blueprints right here. You used to make these for Sharon Barber when you were interning with him. This is kind of like.
Yeah, that definitely like working for like Sharon and stuff like that definitely like built the confidence, and like definitely learned a lot. That was like actually like my first time like doing like cats for a company and stuff like that, and a brand. Because like I come from a school background, so it's just like mostly doing like school work and stuff like that. But that was like my first job where I got actual professional work out there. So it was like a pretty cool experience.
Were you doing this type of stuff before working with him, or did you realize that doing this could help your brand? Like,
oh no, I was doing this like before. If you seen like the line sheets for my first collection, like I was doing like cats and stuff like that. Yeah. But like how I got working with Sharon was he was just like, oh, I need someone who does cats and like tech packs and stuff like that. Okay. So it was through like Instagram DM, and like I was just like, yeah, he's probably not gonna see it and stuff like that. And then like he ended up replying, and like, it was like a cool story building up. And so like, you know, now and it's like I learned so much, and like they're cool people. So.
Yeah, he's always been down to help. You up and coming artists. Reggie's desire to learn everything about his craft struck me as a key component to his brand. His fingerprints are on every aspect of his product, every design element thought through. To get a closer look at Reggie's vision, we asked Susana and Kendal to help showcase his new collection and allow Reggie to explain what went behind the designs. Yeah, I noticed that, you know, the straps go behind the pockets. You've got a huge pocket in the back. Just kind of talk about what was behind that design.
Behind this design, I want to like just make this a focal point as well. Yeah. So like, you know, that's why you get the pockets, and then like strapping behind the pockets was just something clever. Just like, okay, I'll just put it behind the pocket, like, you know. Yeah. Because like if it just like because it actually comes out. So if it actually set like that, like it blocks the pocket. So just making it practical where it slides in the pocket, or you could wear it not even just hanging. Right. Like, it actually like turn to the back. Like. And it takes on a whole other aesthetic. Like, that's cool. So like the whole thing with the strapping and then the back pocket is kind of like a backpack, but not the backpack. It's just like a vest, but you get this big back pocket that, you know, you put like anything.
Stash.
Yeah, you know. The main material used in this is cotton canvas. I use cotton canvas due to the fact that it's biodegradable. So if it gets left in the landfill, it can like break down easy. Like, and what you'll be left with is like the hardware and stuff like that. The next material you see is like the seatbelt material. So it's just like strapping, just like, you know, this collection is just like also based off of like, you know, what I'm trying to translate to the world is like safety and like a form of protection. So definitely communicating that with like strappings and stuff like that. They could feel sexy, but also feel like, okay, like, you know, I could get to work in this.
How much time in the making?
This was a 3-day process.
3-day process.
I sketched it the first day, and then the next day I did the pattern, and then the next day I sewed it.
You feel it looks really futuristic. Do you feel like you create outfits based on any time period per se?
No, I want them to be timeless. So that's probably where the futuristic comes into play. So it's just like that. This garment, like 10 years from now, will still be relevant. Right. And you can look at it and still get the like, you know, same like, you know, excitement that first bought it. And it's like pretty timeless too, because like throughout the collection it's like interchangeable pieces, so you get to wear this with a pair of pants and still look nice.
Right. Do you find enjoyment in finding different clever ways to integrate like accessories on an outfit?
Yeah, definitely. Just like, okay, like as like developing, I might have just developed the best. I'm like, okay, what can I add to it? So like through the muslin process, I'm sitting back a lot and just like, okay, looking at it. I know it's a 3-day process, but I spend moments where I'm just looking at it, how can I increase this? So sometimes by the time it's done, some stuff got added to it. My next collection, I'm moving more into like nylons and stuff like that due to the waterproof and like what I'm trying to explain through the concept. But with this one, I wanted more of a eco-friendly concept and like materials. So that's why I use the cotton canvas. Like, you know, some like cotton canvas used throughout the collection is actually certified by a company that gets tested for dyes, making sure that it's like safe for humans and stuff. So this panel inside the jacket is actually recycled billboard. Like I drove up all the way to Agora Hills where this place sells billboard, and I bought a billboard to like actually put in panels. So you see that throughout the collection. And they're wondering like, how are you gonna use that? And I'm like, I'm gonna show you. So you'll see it running in this panel right here and also down the legs of the pants. So it creates this nice stripe. It doesn't feel like you're wearing billboard, but this could have been hanging on the side of the freeway advertising someone else's business.
Right. I love the touches of color that you put into it and how it stands out as like maybe a focal point, even though it's like a small minimal part of the outfit. Is that on purpose, like with the color theory that you?
Yeah, it's just like, you know, adding like small details. So it's like, you know, this outlines the ankle very well. And so you're like, okay, that pops out. But then it's like the little secret hidden stuff that it matches with the zipper in the inside.
Yeah.
And then like this jacket actually wasn't like paired with this, but I just want to show how stuff's interchangeable.
How do you plan on releasing? It's like, you know, how limited are you looking to release?
I want to release in like a few boutiques, so like definitely get a few like pieces like what they're willing to buy in there. But as far as the website, doing a made to order. So as orders come in, like I'll do like the patterning and stuff like that. So it's just like whatever like you know the request is, I'll develop.
All right, so I want to kind of try on an outfit. If you have something for me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. We have like
unreleased shorts.
Okay.
Or like a lot of stuff's unreleased, but these have just released like as far as like being made. So you can try these on.
Okay, cool.
You put a turtleneck under this.
Ooh, with these shorts?
Yeah. Let's see how that looks.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah.
And then I'll put that on top.
Yeah.
All right, I'll come back.
All right.
Saky look like Rich Brian right now.
So Reggie just put me in this outfit right here. Reggie, talk to me about this fit.
Right here we got like just your casual shirt, but it's really focused on the material and the aesthetic. It's designed from a graphic design eye, so you see like, you know, this grid system that creates a focal point for this orange pocket. So the material used is a rayon, so it's very breathable, like you wear it in like the summertime and be all right. And then for the shorts, it's made out of this cotton nylon, so it's very structural and stuff like that, but then it's also breathable. And then for the part of silhouette, is like I want to give it like a soccer short silhouette, but then I didn't want it to be just simple, so I moved the side seam, I pushed it over to the front, slanted it, and it didn't like, you know, affect the garment fit or anything. And as far as drawstring, I want to like, you know, actually use real paracord, it's reflective, and it holds up to like 500 pounds.
Seeing a different look of Saky right now, so thanks to Reggie. Thank you so much, man. And until next time, man, Street Designer episode 3, stay tuned for the next one.